And take it away.
Our thesis is colonial leaders were driven by jealousy and sought higher statuses, which led to the American Revolution. The roadmap is the improved actions of English government have limited and reduced landowning opportunities and or ways of gaining power for big colonial leaders like Ben Franklin, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams.
Ben Franklin was an author, a printer, a political theorist, politician, and a scientist and inventor. So in the New World, he was definitely a powerful guy. And it wasn't enough for him because he was trying to get granted lands west or near the Ohio River, further west, and be the principal landowner. But the proclamation of 1763 didn't allow for him to be granted land because it didn't allow for them to expand further. And also, the quote from the movie is Franklin is Pennsylvania's unofficial ambassador to England. He's looking for some high office in the British government, and that shows that he's searching for more power and higher power. But however, he couldn't get a higher power in the English government because he didn't have lineage, and they viewed him as a commoner in England. And the proclamation and for him not being able to get granted land and him being viewed as a commoner and not being able to get higher power made him angry because he couldn't get any higher power, and which led him to the idea of deciding that the colonies should govern themselves. But the Stamp Act and Declaratory Act go against the idea of governing themselves because there's a higher power over them.
So George Washington caused the American Revolution for two main reasons. One of them is to gain a higher position in military and government, and other one is able to purchase and sell more land for profit. When he was 31, he married wealthy widow, Martha Custis, and she owned a large tobacco plantation. So by marrying her, he was one of the richest men in Virginia, and he was like one of the governments too. Washington made a fortune before war speculating, purchasing and selling land for profit. And later he speculated a lot of land in Western Virginia, but could not sell it to be developed because of the laws of British. And my quote is, "A line should be drawn between England and America, clearly establishing the rights of both nations. We shall not be like in England."
So Thomas Jefferson was a huge landowner in America, and he was also one of the signers of the Independence the Declaration of Independence, and he inherited a lot of land from his parents. Quote, Jefferson inherited slaves from both his father and father-in-law. In a typical year, he owned about 200, almost half of them under the age of 16. That's the slaves. And then another quote, this powerful advocate of liberty was born in 1743 in Albemarle County, Virginia, inheriting from his father, a planter and surveyor, some 5,000 acres of land, and from his mother, a random high social standing. So he owned a lot of land. He was a huge slave owner too. However, the proclamation of 1763 has limited his opportunities to become bigger and acquire more land, and it has not only hurt his business but also his father's business, and he was afraid that the English government had too much power and they would take his land for granted. So that was the reason for him to sign the Declaration of Independence.
Okay, and the last person is John Adams. John Adams was a lawyer in the colonies and one of the most powerful lawyers. But after the Stamp Act, he felt like he lost his power because he had to start paying for official documents in court, and it undercut all of his power. And a quote from the movie is, "I want to do something that will surprise the world, something grand, wild, to cut a flash, to strike amazement, to catch the attention of everyone." And this shows that he wants something else. He wants to be something bigger, and he wants something more. And but he can't get that with having to pay for all of his official documents. So it gave him a reason to want to break off from England and strive for more power.